and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we are going to meet one of our area musicians who plays in Hampton pretty frequently. His name is Otis Brooks. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good to be here.
Surprised I haven't met you before today. So, you perform, you're a guitarist.
Yes.
How did you get into music?
Well, it started early on, I guess teenage years. I started falling into hip-hop, and eventually it kind of evolved into listening to old records like Stylistics and Jimi Hendrix. And
so how do you go from like modern and then back in the day? Like, I understand if you grew up listening to the back in the day music, but you're too young for that. So what prompted you to look back into the other genres?
Well, I guess early on, my parents, they always had music around the house, and, just growing up, you would remember certain records, and when you get the freedom as a teen to go to the malls and look at CDs, say, oh, I remember seeing that back, my dad had this record, or my mom used to sing this in the car, or something like that.
So it's kind of a musical family.
Sure, yeah. My dad, he plays organ and piano, and my mom, she sang in church, she sings in church still. But yeah, pretty musical. My sister is a songwriter, pretty accomplished. Alicia Majesty Brooks is my sister, and yeah, pretty musical family.
So I read maybe on your website or your Facebook page that you actually started playing after you were doing some hip-hop and some rhymes, and that kind of led into the songwriting portion of it.
Right. I realized that I was pretty into it as far as writing, because some of my friends, they weren't as serious as I was about. I realized that pretty early on, they weren't as serious as I was about, getting the rhymes together. Oh, you do this part. Oh, this is your verse. And I would find myself writing for them. And I'm very glad that at that stage I was able to kind of catch on to something that I found out that I really, really was into. It evolved it from the hip hop to other things, to just music in general. The instruments and the different artists and influences, that I kind of kept with me.
So as you began to play guitar, what guitarists did you listen to? Who did you explore at that point?
First love was Jimi Hendrix. And then I started listening to some Wes Montgomery, and I started listening to a trumpeter, Miles Davis, the great Miles Davis.
So very jazz. You went from the sort of rock and roll then and started listening to a lot of jazz, it sounds like.
Sure, I wouldn't say a lot of jazz, because I still wouldn't call myself a jazz musician. No. But I'm very into that style of music, just improvisation. Even though I'm a songwriter and I write tunes, it's still in my head, kind of improvisation based. There's structure, but also there's room and space to do things on the fly, and kind of go with your gut, and go with your what comes out of you.
That's what makes a live performance so much different than a recorded one.
Sure.
So how would you describe your music now? What kinds of music do you perform?
Well, I like to groove. I like to be loose and tight at the same time. The drum groove, funk, rhythms. I like it all. And it becomes my own thing, really. It's not really something that I can really explain in words. It's not something that shows up in every environment. If I'm playing by myself, you might hear that Otis.
Right.
If I'm playing with a band like BJ Griffin Band, you're gonna hear it a different way. So it depends. It's all me, and it's all true. And it's funky. It's funky, it's grooving, and I like it. So
I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I dig
Other
it.
people will too. I can't wait to hear it. In fact, we're going to take a break now and come back with you performing so people can hear your music.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, I'm Otis Brooks. I'll be playing an original tune called I Wouldn't Mind for you. Hope you like it. Looks like the job fair is coming to town. Lord knows I need work, and I need it right now. I done some odd jobs, but still behind on my bills. I keep having to rob Pete to pay Phil. I'm an everyday guy, just a regular man, doing what I can. Takes a little more time to get the dirt off my hands, just a regular man. But I wouldn't mind being your Superman. You still like the way I squeeze your hand. There's a limit on what I can buy you, but no limits on what I have planned. Let them pretty boys go on and try you. I know where I stand. At the end of the tunnel is the start of the bridge. Once you get through the funnel, gotta fit through the sieve. A tie a rope to the hubble, watch me climb on up. Bring it back a moonbeam you can keep for love. I'm an everyday guy, just a regular man, doing what I can. Takes a little more time to get the dirt off my hand. Just a regular man. But I wouldn't mind being your Superman. You still like the way I squeeze your hand. There's a limit on what I can buy you, but no limits on what I have planned. Let them pretty boys go on and try